It is undisputed. We are the fastest hour in hockey. It's the Real Kipper and Bourne Show. We are live on Sportsnet, Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Sportsnet 960 in Calgary, 650 in Vancouver, and Sportsnet Plus. Jake the Snake Schultz, Nick Kiprios, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. As always, this hour of Real Kipper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Sammy, did you move off the couch this weekend, or did you just sit there and watch all the news come into your phone?
I was not on the couch barely at all this weekend. I was golfing. I was walking around.
All right.
Enjoy this beautiful weather.
Well, your Leafs are busy.
Yeah, it seems like it. Seems like they're getting lots of things done. Where do you want to start?
Matthew Nye, 6-year extension. Matthias Maccelli, now a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs, in a deal that saw him leave Utah, Mammoth, join the Toronto Maple Leafs for, I believe, a third-round pick.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Conditional.
2 years.
Yeah, conditional. But I don't think that's what anybody wants to hear.
No?
No, I don't.
So we got
Well, we are going to talk about that.
Nyes, we got Maccelli.
And
What else we got?
Elliot Friedman's report on the potential for tampering. That one caught the eyes of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been living under a rock for 24 hours, the report was on 32 Thoughts that he said he didn't really know what was happening for sure. He was very clear to say that. But that the Leafs basically were, I'm going to say, not say the word extortion, but they were saying basically that either you give us a pick and a player for Mitch Marner in this sign and trade, or we're going to go to the league with tampering stuff. Is that okay to say it like that?
Probably not.
Okay.
I think if you're Elliot, you wouldn't want it framed that way.
I mean, but like I didn't say that.
Well,
Elliot
how did
said
you
that.
take it?
Well, I think
I took it the way Sammy just mentioned it.
Well, the league has sent 2 memos over the past season to teams about being aware of tampering and that they are on high alert. And this is something they have independently looked into in the past.
Yeah.
Like the Tavares thing, when he signed with the Leafs, they looked into that without anyone prompting that. So I think there is the threat that the league does it. I think there's also an understanding that if the 2 teams make a trade and the guy goes there, they're obviously okay with what happened.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel like something was done wrong. So I do think that is a bit of leverage for the Leafs, that for Vegas, you don't know what the league's thinking, but you can definitely eliminate any possibilities of danger with the trade.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I do believe that this has been a practice that's been going on for decades upon decades in the National Hockey League.
Mm-hmm.
And to now all of a sudden feel like through a few memos that this type of behavior is going to change, I don't think is realistic at all. Mm-hmm. And just to go back to Elliot's story is the only thing the league ever has to go on is proof. And Elliot's the first one also to mention that I'm going to put this out there, but there's no proof at all. There's no smoking gun. There's nothing. All you have right now is someone that leaked something to Elliot to put out. So you tell me, without knowing anything, without talking to anybody, who would have leaked this information to Elliot? Your best guess.
Well, I mean, if it does advantage the Toronto Maple Leafs, it feels like that would be the end that it would come from.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they feel that it was prolonged and happened throughout the year and something that was legitimate tampering, I think they'd be...
And they would have proof of this, right?
I mean, I don't know.
Or do you just tell Elliot?
How could I know? How could you know?
No. But if you were the general manager or Brad Treliving or anyone in that organization, would you, and we're just speculating here, we don't know, I'm not suggesting I know Elliot's sources or not, but if you were to have leaked it to Elliot, would you have done it as a threat or something of substance that you have the smoking gun?
I don't know. It feels to me like if they wanted to use this as leverage, and I don't know, we don't even know that they do, but if they did, that you would talk to the team, that you would approach Vegas and be like, hey, not real thrilled about, some of these conversations we think were happening.
Can I ask, though, that to play devil's advocate for the Leafs leaking it, doesn't the fact that this getting out, doesn't that hurt their leverage too? That they are sort of complicit in this? That they, are saying, hey, unless you give us this guy, does that not hurt their leverage too in the negotiations? The fact that the tampering word got thrown out there before anything's actually done?
No, I don't see how it would hurt them.
No?
Oh, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. I do believe, again, from people that I've talked to, that Nick Waugh, is it Waugh or Roy?
I think it's Waugh.
Nick Waugh was, from everyone that I've talked to, was the compensation back for Mitch. Now, was it a package? Was there others involved? I don't know, but I think it was pretty clear that Nick Waugh was under the impression that he was going to end up a Toronto Maple Leaf. Now the tampering allegations start. Did that jeopardize anything moving
I see
forward?
what you mean. Between the teams, you could be like, don't threaten us. Well, we're not going to make a deal.
So now Elliott puts this story out, and if the deal was in place or the structure of the deal in place, and Elliott's story comes out,
I don't like how we're pinning this on Elliott. he had
reported
information.
news. Yeah.
Sorry?
He reported.
He
great
reported
news.
this.
Yes.
It's his report.
Okay.
Yeah, which is.
I'm not pinning anything on Elliott. I'm
Yeah.
just speculating on the way we might have seen this thing unfold.
Okay.
So if the perception out there is that, and Elliott did stress this in his report, that if the sign and trade goes through, there's a good chance that the Leafs will not pursue. So is Vegas and George McPhee and Kelly McCrimmon going, oh boy, we better give them what they want now, or else?
Yeah.
I don't know.
To me,
Or else they've got something on us.
when every free agent time, Kipper and Borny, when the July 1st happens, millions of dollars are thrown out there immediately to guys that it's they haven't tampered with, right? So there's some sort of light tampering that goes on with every player, no matter what.
It's impossible
But the reason-
not to do it.
But having said that, it feels like if they feel like they have a case, it goes way deeper than that. That you can't be like, oh, the guy signed July 1, he tampered a couple days before. That case is never going to happen. But there's been smoke with Mitch in Vegas for a year. We talked about it last year. There's stuff going around that there was something at the deadline with a 3-team trade. I think they legitimately think they have something here, and they're using it as leverage. And it's nice to see the Leafs flexing that muscle. I gotta say,
It's funny because we do heap praise on other teams when they're cutthroat and they make these.
Yes.
If you have something, by all means.
Here's the problem.
if Bill Zito was doing this, everybody in the league would be like, "What a genius,
twist,
smartest guy
turn the
ever!"
screws.
And then the Leafs do it, it's like, "Oh."
But
Those-
everybody's kind of in the same boat here, Sammy. And